Hi guys, I'm back. And today we're going to try something new. Arteza has sent me some fabric paint. I haven't ever used fabric paint on my channel before. I haven't used it much anyway. Not really a fabric paint artist, but I think this will be a fun challenge to see what we can do with this fabric paint different from the typical, paint on a t-shirt type thing. So I did try these. I did sort of like a ring pour type thing on a little canvas bag, and it actually works pretty well. My tape wasn't sealed down real well right there, so it kind of spilled. It kind of went under the tape. But I used all the real dark colors in the batch, so it turns out it's kind of dark, but it's still pretty. I had tape along here, and as you can see, the tape peeled up actually quite easily once this was completely dry. So I'll go back and probably just paint a little bit of cream color over this, and you won't even be able to see it. But it worked well, and it dried perfectly. So this is just a cute little bag, and you're supposed to put some kind of plastic or something so it doesn't go through, but you can kind of see how dark it is in there. You can kind of see that it went through this sort of canvas, but it didn't go through the liner. So it's just a cute little bag. I'll probably give it to one of the girls. But you can see we can actually do our artwork with the fabric paints. The only thing I did to the fabric paints to make them a little more pourable is add a little bit of water to them. I did do a little bit of research online to make sure that it was okay to pour some water in these, and it seems to be. So for this project here, I did add a little bit more water than I did for the last project. But yeah, so you've got 24 colors. You got white, you've got this gorgeous yellow. It's called Bumblebee Yellow. That's what I'm going to use today. Oh, it's so pretty and creamy. I love this color. That's a new color. I don't remember seeing a color quite that yellow in really any of the paints that I've been sent. It's got aqua blue. Of course, that's what we're going to be using again today. Gorgeous, bright, turquoisey blue. It's so pretty. You guys know it's one of my favorite colors. It's got some fluorescent colors. Actually, we're using the fluorescent pink today. I don't typically use fluorescents, but I wanted some bright, springy colors. We're actually having quite a warm day today. After this huge, scary thunderstorm last night. The poor dog, my little dog, was barking all night long, driving me crazy. So anyway, we've got some really nice weather, and it just put me in the mood of springtime. So we're going to be using the lime green, which is another favorite of mine, and then amethyst purple, gorgeous purple, and of course some titanium white. So it's got some really pretty browns in there. Espresso brown, burnt sienna. It's got a black in there. It's got phthalo green and phthalo blue, which are two of my favorites. Eggplant purple, which is also a gorgeous, real deep purple color. So you just open up the box. It comes in all these beautiful little 2 fluid ounce containers, and has really good seal on there. I actually had to stick my pliers in there and pry the top off because I couldn't get it. Couldn't get it off, which is a good thing because a lot of paints I've been sent lately have been spilling in the box. So Arteza's got it right. They've got a real good seal on there. So you can see all the pretty colors. I'm not going to show you all the colors, but very vibrant and bright and color saturated. So we're going to set that aside. And so what I've got here is, I don't know if you can see, I've got to move my little dinosaur out of the way. He sort of keeps us company while we're doing homeschooling here at the kitchen table. As you can see, it's just a canvas bag. It's not sealed in any way. It doesn't have any kind of like gesso or anything over it because it's a canvas bag. I didn't actually wash it. I probably should have. So it might shrink a little bit when I wash it, which might possibly cause some cracking in the paint, but I'm not sure. And what you do is you paint your paints on, you let them dry, you heat set them with an iron, and then you can wash it after a few days as usual. So I've taped the edges off so I can get a nice clean edge. I've taped the edges on the sides as well, and we're going to attempt some chain pull flowers on here. I have no idea if this is going to work in any way whatsoever. I'm a little worried about the paint kind of soaking through, and you know, because like with a canvas, you've got the gesso on there, so the paint's not soaking through. So I have no idea what it turns out like. I put some paint on the bag right here in this little corner to see if it would soak in. It didn't soak in immediately, so then I kind of wiped it off. So we shall see. So I'm going to start by pouring my white on there and tilting my canvas up. We'll just call it a canvas. I got my cup of water here so that I can rinse my chain out after each use. I've got my wet washcloth to wipe the chain off before I put it back in the next color. It takes off not only the water but some of the you know, the paint that might be left on the chain. Yeah, so let's get started. I'm not wearing gloves today. The paint is non-toxic. I haven't added any floetrol or silicone or anything to it. So I'm not too worried about it getting on my fingers. And I can usually clean the chain better if I don't have gloves on. So that's why I'm not wearing gloves. So yeah, let's get started. Let me make sure you guys are still in focus. Looks like you are, I hope. I'll move that bag just a little bit. Okay, so all right, everybody, fingers crossed, because I've no idea if this is going to work or not. So I'm gonna move these little our pretty little bottles of paint out of the way, and we'll work with one color at a time. I don't even know if I've got enough white mixed up, but we're just gonna pour it on and see what happens. Let's see if we can get it to move down. Ah, there we go. And I'm not really too concerned about pushing the paint out to the edges. I really, honestly don't care about that at this point. Just want to get a nice coating on our little canvas here. And I'm going to get a palette knife. We can push some of that paint down, because I don't want it too thick, because fabric paint apparently if you get it too thick it can crack, and I don't want it to crack, obviously. We just want it thick enough on there so that it will you know, let the little chain pull through like we do on a normal canvas. I'm just going to push that to the side actually. Hopefully this will stay wet long enough to, looks like it's, I really don't know if it's soaking in or whatever it's doing. I have no idea. So we'll just push it down through, all the way down to the bottom there. All the way to the sides. And we'll go ahead and go up here. I need that to be nice and smooth all the way to the sides there. Oh, I don't know if this is gonna work or not. This is gonna be fun, I think. Okay, so we've got all of it covered. Let's make sure we have sort of a nice, smooth finish here. I really don't want it too thick. And the only thing with this is that if you mess up with your little chain pull, you have to pull your chain pull through again. You just can't really scrape it off, I don't think. Just sort of smoothing it out. And there's the dog. Of course, he has to come in. He hasn't been in all morning long to drink, and now he's in here drinking. I'm sorry, guys. I know I've had a few complaints. No, I've actually only had one complaint about my dog drinking water. That was a long time ago. some reason somebody decided that they couldn't concentrate on my video if the dog was drinking water in the background, so she asked me to pick up the dog's water bowl while I was filming. Needless to say, she's no longer with us, and obviously my dog's water bowl is still on the floor. I'm sorry, guys, but I think you know, I don't mind requests, obviously. I actually welcome requests, but not gonna pick the dog's water bowl up. Okay, so here we go. That seems to be a relatively smooth finish. I think it's fine. And even, you know, actually, now that I think of it, a little texture on there would be fine. But it's nice. It's a thin and a flare. I think it should be fine. So, let's start with, oh, I don't know. We might do like multiple colored flowers and then put some green stems in there. I really don't really know where we're headed yet. So I'm going to take the sticks out of my colors here so they'll be easier to move around. Alright, so we're going to work with the turquoise first. Let me see what you guys are seeing. There's my water. Okay, so you really can see pretty much everything. Let's move that over just a little bit, center it. I think my phone has moved. Looks like. Alright, so close enough. So I'm going to take my chain and I'm just going to dip it in the color. I'll dip it all the way down, and if you just kind of shake your color back and forth, not too hard obviously, it'll sink the chain in there well enough. So then when you pull your chain up, you just want to lightly pinch it. Very lightly pinch it. And sometimes it takes a few chain pulls to really figure out, you know, where you want it. And I really don't know where I want this. Stop. Okay. Moment of truth here. Hey, it's working. Need to bring that one up. And then we can actually just pick it up. Okay, well, it's not, this chain, for one thing, this chain is thicker than like my baby chain that I use for my teeny tiny world's tiniest chain pulls. So you're not going to get the same definition that I get with my world's tiniest chain pulls. But obviously the potential is there. So let's go for another color. How about yellow? I'm sorry if my arm gets in the way. I'll just shake it around a little bit. Yeah, I think we're just going to do some multicolored flowers. I was going to do them solid, but I kind of like the idea of having them different colors. Alright, so we're going to pinch it just a little more. Although there is a ton of paint on this. Normally when my regular paint is this thin, it pulls off quite a bit of paint, but it's not really doing it this time. Okay, so we'll go up with this one. And then over here. That should be good. There we go. So far, so good. It's a little harder to wash this paint off the chain. So it's taking an extra minute or two to, well, an extra few seconds to get this paint off of this chain. So the fabric paint, whoops. I just splattered the whole thing with water. Okay. No big deal. Alright, so let's go for, how about the bright pink here? Or should we do like, nah, we'll do the bright pink. finish all that color off. And pull your chain up slowly, because if you pull it up too fast, it's gonna vibrate too much in your hands. It's gonna shake paint everywhere. Okay, so let's do, we'll do one over here, just a little one, and then one over here. And then how about one like down this way? I love how it pulls the other color through there. Ooh, cool. Alright, I'm going to move my cup just a little bit away from that. Ooh, I really like how that pulls the color through there. That looks kind of cool. I think I'm gonna have to rinse out my cup pretty often with this. I don't know. It may not really affect it because I've got my washcloth over here as well. Okay, so again, this is Arteza fabric paint. Actually, I really kind of don't want to disturb that right there. I'm kind of afraid to, but I think I'm going to leave this flower as is and just put some greenery in there. Okay, take my little green cup here, move those over. Okay, now let's see. We're going to start down here below the there we go. There's one side of it. Still going to need to go over that end of that flower. Now this is not my typical, like that bright pink I wouldn't, usually would never use. But, like I said, this is for springiness, you know, a little bag you could take to the beach with you. So you want it to be bright and colorful. You don't want it to be those boring, dark colors. Okay, so we're squeezing all the paint out. And actually, I've started really putting a firm pressure on this chain as I pull it. I'm trying to decide what to do with this. Let's go down here.
Very pretty.
Thanks. That one kind of, I don't know, that's kind of bothering me. Let's see if we can
Fix it?
yeah.
Let me get some more.
Okay. There we go. I think that's good right there. That works for me. Kind of interesting. I'm not sure I like that bright pink. It's a beautiful color, but not really for me. Okay. Let's go for flower number 2. How about some purple? Okay. So, whoa, stop. Boy, this is really swinging around. Let me think. I don't know. We'll just... Okay. That's good enough. And it looks like what's happening is my white paint underneath is drying a little bit, so probably a slightly thicker coating of white would have been better. But I don't want it to be so thick that it doesn't dry, or that it, you know, when it does dry, that it dries cracked. So it's still wet though, I can see. Alright, so let's go with, might as well go with some of this bright pink. We'll put the bright pink in all of them. Just seems like it would look weird if we didn't at this point, because it's really, this color doesn't really go for me with the other colors. So in order to make it go, we'll put it in everything, if that makes sense. And just be careful not to touch your other petals where you don't want to. Okay, now what color? I think we'll do the turquoise again. Whoops. Whew. Glad I moved that cup. I'm shaking water everywhere. But that's okay. Won't hurt nothing. Okay, so what did we say we were going to do? We're going to do the turquoise, right? And just kind of shake it. Not sure why I'm putting these chains so far down in the paint. I'm not really using half of the chain. I think what I'm going to do is go back up through that purple line and see if maybe we could get a slightly better drag through there. There we go. A little more solid, if you will. There we go. That's better. Okay. We've already got 3 colors in there. I didn't really even notice that we had 3 in there already. I feel like we need some yellow in there as well. Okay. Dripping again. I can see that. Splattering. Alright. Let's put some yellow in there. Shake my yellow. Oops. Try not to put it in the other paints. Stop moving. Okay, right there. Let's make one way out there. And then cover that one up. And then one that comes down here. Okay, that one's done. Okay, I'm gonna rinse out my cup real quick. Ooh, I'm glad I had a hold of that chain because the chain just, most of it went down the sink drain. I barely caught it in time. That's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it kind of is funny. my husband would have been too happy. He would have had to undo the sink. Take the sink apart to get my chain out. Okay, so let's do some greenery. I gotta hurry up. I don't want all this fabric paint to dry before we're done with the third little flower there, which is probably going to end up being quite a skinny flower. Alright, so start down here before we get on the canvas, so to speak. And we're going to drop down a leaf way down here. Start with this side over here. Get all that yellow out of there. Now we got to bring this one back up. And bring the chain around. Make sure we get that yellow caught in there. And drag it back down. I don't mind the color being in there. In fact, I like it. I just don't want too much of it. Okay. Rinse that out. There's some big leaves for that little flower. Okay, good enough. Okay, the more I look at this, the more I really don't like the pink in there, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Let's do one more little green. Alright, so we're gonna do it over here. There we go. That's good enough. I like that. Kinda. Okay. So let's see what we can do on the side there with that last little scrawny bit. Let's go for the turquoise first. Sure, why not? Okay, I hope you guys are still in focus. We'll find out, won't we? Up. I feel like there needs to be color at the bottom of this. I don't know why, but it's just... It just, I don't know, feels weird. Unbalanced something. I'm not really sure what. Okay, time for the pink. Get it really well coated. Okay. And let's do, oh, stop. There we go. It'll be okay. One way down here. One up here. Another one over there. Bring that down. Don't like the way that's, there we go. Okay, there. Okay, now I guess yellow. Okay. Yellow. Oops, got some pink in there. Oh well, it won't matter. I think it really just dripped pink water in there. Okay. Stop moving. I'll set you down right there. Don't want to touch the other one. Let's do it way up there. And then down here. See if we can get any down there. There we go. There we go. Now let's pick it up and go back this way with it. There we go. And I think we'll do another. Well, no, maybe we'll just leave it like that. I don't know, it feels like we need another turquoise. I think we're going to do one more petal in turquoise. And we'll do the green.
That is really pretty.
Thanks. Okay, I'm not going to do all the paint this time, the whole chain this time. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. It just looks kind of weird to me. Let's go back up over here. Pick that one back up again. There we go, that's better. Okay, there we go. Just seems a little more balanced to me. Now we got to get the green in there to pull all that color out right there. I need more green at the bottom. That's partly what's bothering me, is it's odd. It needs more green leaves at the bottom. We'll work on those in a second. Alright, so as far as fabric paint is concerned, this is super easy to work with. And it thinned out really easily with the water. I didn't have any problem. It wasn't like caking or anything like that. So I think this would actually work really quite well. I'm not really sure where to go with this. So we're going to go down, way down there. And then kind of back up again. Let's just see what we can do. Get rid of that color right there. Bring that up, around, bring it down. And remember to go slowly. If you go slowly, you can keep an eye on where your chain is moving and picking up paint. If you pull it too fast, you're probably gonna end up with a wonky line, or just something that looks kind of weird, and you're not going to be happy with it. So just go slowly, watch the direction you're pulling. Okay, let's see if we can kind of fix these up a little bit. At least fix that last one, definitely. Okay. I'm not sure about that one. It looks like we need another color of petal going through there, but I'm not going to fuss with it right now. That's just going to be too much. Alright, so I need something at the bottom. Maybe that's part of the, I don't know, the green's too thick. So let's put, something at the bottom there. Give it a little more balance. Put it back in the green. Put a little bit at the bottom there. Just sort of a hint of color. More of a impression. Just a light little touch. Barely touching. There we go. Oops, that one kind of went wonky. Ah, that's not right. There we go. That's better. Maybe just a little. There we go. Okay, that's, I think this appears too much, but I'm not gonna mess with it now. Alright, so now we're gonna wait and let this dry and see how it dries. Although a lot of it is dry already, and it actually looks quite fine. So I'll bring you back when the canvas is dry, and we can see, how it did. But whoops, sorry guys. Actually, not too bad. This is too thick right here. I wouldn't do that, and those look kind of wonky. This one's okay, but not too bad. Kind of cool. So we will be back when this is all dry, and I'll kind of give you a close-up of the colors and stuff to see if they dried real nice and bright, or do they dull, who knows. So we'll be back. Alright guys, hi, we're back, and this is completely dry, as you can see, and completely flexible. I can fold it in half and put it in the closet to store it. The colors dried absolutely 100% as bright and beautiful as they were when they were wet. So I would definitely suggest, if you like painting on fabrics, to order some of these. And remember, I thinned these out a good bit so that I could pour them and they would flow on this canvas bag that I have here. Another thing is that this canvas obviously doesn't have gesso on it because it's a canvas bag, so you know they're not going to paint gesso on it. But as you can see, the paint did not come through the canvas bag at all. There was a slight bit of dampness that came through here, so I probably would recommend, you know, sliding some plastic in between the layers just in case. But as you can see, none of the paint came through at all to bleed through to the back side of the bag. That's just from my fingers. So it worked really, really well. The reason I have a crease here is because I had stuffed some wood blocks in here to keep it nice and flat and hard, and so now I have these creases here, but they'll come out when I wash this in the washing machine. So, and it's a little dirty because my little girl Ella was playing in the dirt when I asked her to help me. I didn't realize she had filthy hands, so we had to get the boards out, and it was a bit tough. But anyway, this is dried really, really well, really completely smooth. As I did before, you know, I put the white on with a palette knife, so the paint wasn't real smooth. It had some lumps in there, but it dried absolutely completely flat. So let's see if we can get you a little closer. You can kind of see how pretty the marks are and how flat the paint is. I mean, it really turned out beautifully. Maybe we'll take you down and show you. Okay, so a better view here instead of me holding it up in the air. And you can see how perfectly smooth, and you can see the texture. I love seeing the texture of the canvas. And look how pretty that turned out. The colors blended nicely, no mud at all. Some interesting little patterns. And then when it catches the light, it's actually kind of shimmery looking. Really pretty. And that fluorescent pink right here, I mean, you can see how bright it is. That's actually how bright it is in real life. A lot of times pink and red don't show up real well on my phone. But here, this is actually the color it is in real life. And you can kind of see how pretty, like this little piece right there is. How the colors kind of blend together, but don't get muddy or ugly. Not too bad. I'm pretty stoked about how cool these actually turned out. This one, the leaves actually turned out pretty well. I'm not real thrilled about the leaves on the other one, but that's okay. But I would definitely suggest ordering some of these babies. Okay, one more thing I wanted to mention. As you can see down here, a nice perfect line. When I peeled the tape up after this paint was dry, it came up quite easily. And there was no bleed through under here. There was a little bit up here, but that was just because this was a seam right here and my tape was not stuck down real well. So as you can see, you can make a really nice block line. It worked really, really well. Just putting some, it was just painter's tape that I used. So if you want to, you know, do blocks of color, it works really, really well. And there's no lump right here because the paint dried so nice and flat. You don't have a big ridge right here. So you could even take, like, you know, some kind of outliner and paint along the outside. I haven't done that, but you could easily do that with a paintbrush. Okay, so this is, like I said in the beginning, the Arteza fabric paint. The link for the fabric paint will be below, as well as their website. And I have affiliate link as well. So if you'll use my affiliate link when you order some of these fabric paints, I'll get a little bit of credit for that. which I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate. And all the Arteza products that I've used up until now, I've really enjoyed using. They're vibrant, bright, pretty colors. They stay looking pretty once they dry. They don't get real dull. They have a real nice sheen to them, no matter what, whether you're using the pour paints, the fabric paints, the regular pouch paints, any of those. They have a real nice sheen to them. So, like I said, use the links below. Order some of these fabric paints, play around with them, and let me know what you did with them and how it turned out. You can always send me a picture in my email, my inbox there. I love to see y'all's projects. I haven't seen anybody's projects in a while, so send those projects out to me. I love to see them. And if you have any questions or problems, please, email me or leave it in the comments below. I actually have an easier time getting back to emails than the comments below, because some of the comments don't show up. I have to go searching for them. So anyway, thank you for supporting my channel, and thank you obviously for ordering some of these fabric paints from Arteza. I'm sure they will appreciate the business as well. Gorgeous paints, vibrant, bright, easy to use, fun to play with. Thank you for supporting my channel and everything that I do. Thank you for watching the ads for me. Again, those of you who are new to the channel, watching the ads gives me a teeny tiny bit of ad revenue, and it really helps my channel to grow if you will share my videos, like my videos, and hit the little bell. I know for some of you the bell's not working. I'm not really sure why. It's a YouTube problem, not mine. So I really don't know how to fix that issue for you, but just check back. I put a video up almost every single week. Sometimes I don't get to it, but almost every single week, usually on Monday or Tuesday, I'll post a video. So check back with me if your little bell announcement thing's not working. And I hope wherever you are on the planet, you're happy and healthy and staying safe. And yeah, see you later. Bye.